What goes best with coffee? Silence. More coffee. Cold weather. Fresh air, like the really fresh air on the top of a mountain, and a good pastry, sweet or savory. A moment in a view. One of those wintry mornings where the air is a little too cold and crisp to breath and a slight mist in the air and it's really early, just getting light. It's the beginning of a long time off work and no one is around or up yet the fridge is rammed with food. It's quiet except for birds and the distant sounds of other people being busy. But not you. You're still in pajamas and have thrown that thick comfy dressing gown on, gone downstairs to grab some perfectly made coffee whilst standing just outside the door with the steam rising out into the sky. True calm, relaxing, slow. You can feel the cold in your feet from the paving underneath, but you don't mind because this is bliss. Old-fashioned donut. Stroopwafels, hands down best thing with coffee. Cake, really anything sweet. But cake or pie are great with coffee. Biscotti. Cinnamon bun. I can't believe I haven't seen this response yet, so I'll throw in my nothing goes better with a cup of coffee than a good book. Throughout all the most stressful or sad times in my life, it's one thing that never fails to put me at ease. It's also my favorite way to start the morning. Being naked. Naked coffee is the best coffee. Making it a little Irish. 4-leaf clover. I used to like smoking a joint with coffee. Sugary ring donut. Chocolate croissant or a huge-ass omelette with mushrooms, bacon, onions and peppers. Or a more out-of-the-box answer, cold. Because the coffee will warm you up and you will feel all the happiness. This time of year, an apple cider donut is nice with coffee. A cigarette. Fresh air and a great view if possible. Whiskey. Chocolate goes so well with coffee that it became its own drink. Nice Danish. Trust me on this one, a vanilla latte and a pack of those rectangular chocolate biscuits that have milk chocolate on one side, and then assorted rich tea biscuits style biscuits on the other side. I don't know what they're called, but they usually come in packs of 9. Biscoff cookies. The part when I make a run to the bathroom. Contemplation. Crushing your enemies, seeing them driven before you, and hearing the lamentations of their women. A stormy rainy day. Pooping. Rainy mornings, and more coffee. Fresh air. A cup. I got the right answer, a rich apple strudel with lots of cream on top. Water. Fresh breast milk. Head. THC. Everything bagel with cream cheese. Donuts. Office gossip. Pooping. Vengeance. Liquor 43. Vanilla ice cream. My fave is an Americano with a lemon cranberry scone. Maple donuts. Biscotti. Rain. That little tendril of your will to live returning. A scoop of ice cream. Chocolate. Whipped cream. Those are the best ones. Stroopwafel is pretty cool for a special treat. Entenmann's pound cake from the 80s. Call me crazy, but I love coffee with a spicy pork tamale. Dried meat. Death metal and push-ups. 5 Farms Irish cream. Biscuit. Bacon on a crisp late October early November day. Sex. A sanctimonious attitude towards any other way people enjoy their coffee. Silence. Silence goes best with coffee. More coffee. Black pudding. The peppery spiciness of it really pops when washed down with a strong black coffee. Bean burrito. Coffee pastel de nata, all the bitches. I love a good tuna sandwich with a cup of joe. Almond croissant. One moment of silence. Good night's sleep and a performance bonus plus a paid leave. Croissants. Wordle and a crossword puzzle. A bologna and cheese sandwich with French's mustard. Coffee and a cigarette. Followed by a nice poop. Cigars. More coffee. Quiet time. Stimulants and cigarettesome. Whipped cream. Sex. Biscotti. Jazz. Coffee bread. Biscotti. Bagel. Toilet with a great view. Bed. Mayo. Cold weather. Warm donuts, and some relaxing music. It's chilly and raining outside today. The perfect setting. Fresh durian. Biscotti. Anti-diarrhea pills. A biscotti. Black coffee with something sweet. Donut, pastry, muffin. Yum. Good conversation. Chocolate, mix them together and you have mocha. Silence on a balcony. Extra points for water view. Extra points for the kids being asleep still. Butter. Sex. Jack Daniels. AKA blackjack for breakfast. I like dark chocolate almond milk in my coffee. Or sometimes foamy coconut milk and a little sugar. Cinnamon cookies while it's raining outside. Biscotti. Definitely biscotti. They were made to be together. Oxygen. Mountains. Contemplation. Baileys. A mug. Bourbon. Wheat and Gilligan's Island. Croissants. Muffins. Tea biscuits. Sorta. Anything doughy or flaky. Heavy dough makes for good dunking. Heavily dependent on the type of coffee too. Lighter coffees you'd want to go with a dessert muffin. Chocolate chip as example. For medium blends you'd want to go with something similar. Sweet savory to offset the body of the coffee, and dark roasts. I've found chocolate muffins go great, especially when they're light and not heavy rich cakey type muffins. This is a deep rabbit hole. Working at Starbucks for a year, they occasionally have us try combinations of foods drink, and we pretty much just had Starbucks every break, so you get good at picking flavor profiles. Light flavors go with light flavors with a splash of richer flavors, they blend well. Extremes are always mid. You wanna find what slaps when combined, like they were made for each other. Non-Starbucks combos and patterns I've found is a McMuffin and an Arabica coffee is pretty good, not best by any means. A McGriddle and a blonde coffee is getting closer, and a vanilla scone with a dark roast is going off the deep end and into crazy town. After typing this, a lot of people went the environment route, and I completely missed it. If you can't have silence, seek flavor as an escape. If you can do both, even better. And, generally, coffee and heavier foods don't seem to mix as well as coffee and light medium density foods. Coffee's a diuretic and can also make people shit, so you want to make your morning serene and try to keep it light. Density and starting a work shift right out of bed don't mix well. Cigarette, romantic face. When I smoked, the morning coffee with a cigarette was always heaven. Been 13 years since I quit and I still think about it every once in a while. Jazz, cigarette, ciggies. Somewhere serene to take a massive dump. A container, preferably open at one end and closed at the other. A handle is nice but not essential. A microwave donut. A winning lotto ticket. Chocolate, chocolate and silence. Bread. Dip it in the coffee. Best breakfast in the PH. That guy's dead wife. A slice of cherry pie. Damn good food. Buttered toast. A cigarette and a shit on a rainy Saturday morning when you don't have to go to work. The cigarette relaxes you so your crap can come out easily. The crap is good because you get that satisfying feeling of removing unnecessary waste from your body. The coffee wakes you up. The rain makes everything feel peaceful and cozy. The Saturday means you're off work so your anxiety isn't that high. It's gonna be one of those days where you cuddle up on the couch with some cheesecake, pink Moscato, and watch X-Files episodes. Chocolate hazelnut croissant. Cigarettes. Definitely a cigarette, then the bathroom. A mug. Donuts. And no, I'm not a cop. I just like coffee and donuts, bro. Donut, donut, donut. Not being inside a pit of lava. Delicious marijuana. Chocolate. Cigarette. Cocaine. Weed. Weed. A cigarette. I haven't smoked in 14 years, but a cigarette. Black coffee and a smoke. Cigarettes. Cream and sugar. Cigarette. Cigar eats without a question. Cigarettes. But more universally, I'd go with eggs and bacon. Smoking anything. Nothing. Water better. Cocaine. Water. A cigarette in the morning. A joint. As a person who does not drink coffee, and never has, anytime I smell it I have to have a bagel. A toasted cheese bagel with the original cream cheese flavor. Why is there a cream cheese shortage? Basically any curry. Coffee is awesome with lunch. This has been a big issue for me. I love having a pastry with my coffee, but since I am trying to eat low carb there are really no good options for a with coffee snack. I can't stand artificial sweeteners and the nut alternatives just don't have the same texture. So basically I can eat the carbs or just be sad. A cigarette. A joint. And flavored coffee too. Hits the spot just right. Mary Jane. Anal. A cigarette. A cigarette. A cigarette. It's been 4 years since my last one and I'll stand by it. The answer is cigarettes. Vodka and a cigarette. Weed. For all you smokers out there. A cigarette. Cigarettes. Oral sex and a cigarette. Cigarettes. Pot. Cigarette. Weed. Weed. A joint. A cigarette. A cigarette. A cigarette. Oh how I miss that sometimes. Cigs. Small hit of pot. Nicotine and silence. Weed. Cigarettes. Cigarette. Smoking a bowl. Cigarette. Cigarette. A blunt. Speedy. Sadly for me, a cigarette, meant face bombing. Coffee and cigarettes. Google it. Worth a watch. A joint. Nicotine. Norco. Blunt. Cigarette. Weed. The closest I come to feeling zen is during a cup of coffee and some smoke. I call it smooth energy. I'm relaxed but energized at the same time. Amazing feeling. Cigarette or joint. When I was a smoker there was nothing better than a smoke with coffee in the morning. Cigarettes. A nice cigar. Weed. A bowl or joint. Cigarette. Cigarettes. A cigarette. Cigarette joint. A cigarette and a tummy ache. Cigarettes. A pastry and a joint. Cigarettes. Marlboro Red. Tobacco. Breakfast of degenerates. Cigarettes. Wake and bake.
I hope you all are doing well, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed this video. If you have something to say critically or otherwise, leave a comment. And if you enjoy this content, don't forget to subscribe to see more of it. I hope you all have wonderful and fulfilled lives.